It's Collie Buds with Mamacita, of course, playing right here on your all-time hit music station, Hot 96. It's 16 minutes after 10 o'clock on Select MC. In studio, having the beautiful, the lovely Miss Joanne, of course, one of the judges on Sakata. Karibu sana again.
Santi, thank
Can you speak Swahili now?
Kidogo too.
you sound like a tourist who's trying to speak Swahili, but nah, that's good enough. So tell us about Joanne. Who is Joanne?
Who is Joanne? Well, the Joanne that you see on Sakata is only a part of the real Joanne. So there's so much more to me than what you see. You see the mean judge that's talented like it is. I'm a mother, I'm a dancer, I'm a writer, I'm a singer.
Damn.
So I'm a teacher.
That's like a lot of things. How do you balance all that on top of you being a mom? I mean, at the same time, that must be tricky.
It can be tricky, but I think that when you go and fulfill your dreams, then your kids see that and they have inspiration too. I think if I just lost myself and became, I don't know, sloppy.
Yeah, but I can see that. So you have been in Kenya for how long now?
I've been here for a year and a half. And
originally from where?
I'm from Bermuda, born and raised.
Bermuda?
Yes.
Is it true what they say about the Bermuda Triangle?
No, not really. Unfortunately, it's kind of a myth.
It's really? Like ships don't disappear somewhere there?
I mean, the stories would have came out of long ago when they didn't have good navigation, but unfortunately there's no it's like people thinking that people in Africa ride on elephants to work or something. Kind of like that kind of myth.
Okay, so I really want to know more about your background in dance, and because you are a judge on Sakata.
Yes.
And we're coming up to the season finale tomorrow. Tell us about your dancing career. When did that start, and how has it been since then and now?
Okay. So I started dance kind of late for somebody to have a dancing career. I started at 15. And dance for me was always an outlet, always a way of expressing myself. As a teenager, feeling kind of rebellious, that was the way that I expressed how I felt and the process I was going through. And then at that point, I started taking dance lessons in modern and jazz and also West African styles.
Whoa.
And that's my favorite. I love West African dance. And I continued when I went to school in Columbus, Ohio for college. I continued training, and then after that I went to other places in the U.S. I taught dance in Cyprus. I've taught dance in Egypt.
Wow.
And I ended up having a really bad injury. So I took off for a few years. And now that I'm back in Kenya, I feel like I actually came here to relearn and to catch the vibe and the feeling and all the talent that's here. I had no idea that I'd be sitting judging
a dancing competition. Wow, that must be. And how is that experience? I mean, when you compare the dance styles from across the world, and then here you are in Kenya looking at young people coming on, in front of you, and you're supposed to decide who's a good dancer and how is that like? It must be a lot of pressure, though.
It's a lot of pressure. I consider it a true job. We get to see the dances one time. That's all we get to see. So when the crews come out and they're preparing, I try my best to focus in and just to look at every single move they're making as a group, individually, all of that. I also make up my own rubric of what I'm looking for when they dance, so that I know why I'm saying what I'm saying and why I'm giving the scores that I'm giving. So
it's not just you're looking and you're just liking what you see and you decide, they're good, they're not, or
no, it's much more than that.
It's much more than that. So like if for a young person who wants to get into dance, how much commitment does it need?
Depending on the age, it varies. But if someone wants to get into dance and they're a teenager, it requires lots of commitment, lots of training, lots of discipline, lots of time. And sometimes, that might require time away from doing what they really want to do. So if they want to do dance, do it all the way.
Okay. Absolutely wise words from Miss Joanne, of course. If you do have any questions for her, please let us know on our Facebook page, HOT96. I'd love to forward them to her. Plus, of course, on our Twitter handle at HOT_96 Kenya. Definitely keep it locked right here as we play you your favorite all-time hits. We shall be coming right back with Joanne. But right now, let's jam to some Drake. This one, titled Best I Ever Had, one of his biggest hits up to date, actually. It's playing right here on Hot 96, 21 minutes after 10 o'clock. Lego. Well, she definitely has no other love than dance music. Joanne in studio with us, of course, right here on Select MC. This track playing right now by John Legend featuring Sasha. No, actually says Stell, not Sasha. Sorry about that. No Other Love playing on Hot 96. Please forward any of your questions, of course, to Joanne right here on our Facebook page, HOT96, on Twitter at Hot_96 Kenya. Or you can also send me a text on 6996. We would love to hear from you. So we're coming back with Joanne. Speaking of questions, Robert is asking, what are some of the challenges in handling all those duties, especially being a judge?
I think one of the biggest challenges for me is the fact that somebody has to go home. You see me on TV and you see me as this hard up judge that kind of doesn't care.
Yeah.
But right after every show, I always kind of feel sad, like, wow, I hope that group realizes that there's more than Sakata out there. I hope that they can get over this, take the criticism that we've given and even come back stronger. So that's a big challenge for me.
And I mean, I know by the, especially you build some form of connection through the whole process, seeing a group come in and all their struggles and going through it all, and then at some point they have to leave. That's really, really shocking, actually, to some extent.
Yeah, and then you see some crews that are really good, and certain ones I remember them because they're memorable, and then they may come back and their dance during the next round is not as good as their previous, and I'm like, oh man. And then I have to be critical and give them what I think that they deserve.
And what are they fighting for? What's that grand prize that they're all fighting for that tomorrow someone is walking away with?
1 million shillings.
1 million bob.
That's right.
Jesus. Do you think you can rig me in? I mean, I know I can't dance, but so tell me about the process of working with Ian and also with Waire as judges. How is that experience?
I mean, Waire and Ian, they're some of the easiest people to work with. I think I might be more difficult to work with, really.
Really?
They're very relaxed. They're very cool. I met Ian through salsa way before I knew that he was famous, and so he's always been just cool. I don't even see him through that light. And then Waire, he's just one of the coolest people I know. A lot of artists seem to have big heads. He's not one of those. He's very humble, and I really have fun with working with them. Yeah.
All right. So tomorrow, of course, being the season finale coming up, everyone is out there thinking, oh my God, who's gonna win? In your opinion, do you think all dance crews that have made it to the final deserve a chance to win? Are those the best out of all, in your opinion, as a dancer? Now forget about Sakata judge. As Joanne the dancer, the groups that have made it to the final, do you think they all deserve at least a spot in that final to prove what they're worth?
I would say yes and no. To me, I have my eye on about half of those groups there. And I say those, I'm not going to mention who I think right now, but there are a few groups that I say yes, they deserve to be there. There are a couple other groups that I think kind of made it there by the skin of their teeth. I wouldn't say who I think they are, but it's a yes and a no thing. It's a tricky situation, Judging can sometimes go one way or the other. Okay. But I'm looking forward to see who wins tomorrow.
Okay, so tell us also about you as a dancer. I mean, you also have a is it a son or a daughter?
I have 2 sons.
You have 2 sons.
Yeah.
Have you moved with them here?
Yeah, they're here.
How do they like it here?
They love it. They love it. They have little Kenyan accents, and it's really brought up some good questions like, Mom, are we African? And I say, yes, son, we're African, but a long time ago our families were forced to leave here, and now we're back. So yes, this is your home. You're not a Mzungu, you are African. So
yes. And also in terms of judging, you came from Bermuda, you come to Kenya, you're a judge in Kenya. How do you handle some of the negative publicity that you get, probably comments rather, that you get, especially when being a judge? Because I can imagine, like I can take hate from my Kenyan people. Like they can say what they want to say, but I can imagine if I went to Bermuda and I was judging a show and guys in Bermuda like, come on, who's this fellow? Like, exactly. Get him off there. Yeah. I mean, how do you handle that?
Well, at first it really started to affect me. I'm an artist, so I'm emotional, I'm passionate. So when I would get those comments, it kind of feel a little sad, but then I'd realize, what? This is a job. This is a job. And I realized that the viewers at home are also judging along with us, and that's their right. Yep. So they have a right to judge and to say, I like that, I didn't like that. But I would it would be nice if they could get to know the real Joanne before posting those comments. But everyone has their opinion.
Yeah, very true. Everyone has theirs, and we would love to get yours. So please, as I'm reminding you again, please hit us up on our Facebook page, HOT96, on Twitter at HOT_96 Kenya. This track coming up next by Alison Hines, one of Joanne's personal favorites. Also, it's Alison Hines, "Roll It Girl," playing right here on HOT96. It's Selective C. Twende kazi. It's Sean Paul with Temperature. That track requested by Alex on our Hot Space 96 story on our Facebook page. Please hit us up on Twitter handle, also at HOT_96 Kenya. Let us know what track you want to listen to. I'll definitely hook it up for you. I am in studio with Joanne, Sakata judge,
Hi.
also dance extraordinaire. Of course, telling us a bit about herself. So, tell me about what else that you do apart from being a judge in Kenya. What else do you do in Kenya's, a different hustle, right?
Sure. I've always been a singer. I'm a songwriter. I'm also a teacher. I have a degree in education where my focus is on taking the arts, performing and visual arts, and embedding it right into the lesson.
Yep.
So if you come into one of my social studies classes, you'll see kids painting, you'll see kids creating a timeline, you'll see kids dancing, you'll see kids acting things out. You wouldn't even recognize it as a regular classroom, but they're learning in different ways. I really value letting kids learn in different ways.
Are these young kids or like really young kids or?
Middle school well as younger.
Okay. And so tell us also about, we were talking about this off air, and we need to ask her this. You and Wairi, the whole arguing thing, because sometimes you guys argue like you're a married couple. I'm sorry to say that. So what's that all about? I mean, seriously.
Well, the first secret is that we're not married.
Yeah, they're definitely not married. I can vouch for that. I know. I've met Wairi before. I know his wife.
Yeah, his wife is very nice.
Yeah. So what's that about? Is it usually choreographed? Is it natural, or do you guys just have differing opinions sometimes?
I mean, on Sakata, we're not scripted. So everything that you see is our reaction. It's right there, and we have different opinions, and it comes out on air. But off air, we're cool.
And I think it makes for good TV also.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm gonna put you. I did this once with an artist who was here called B Rain. I'm gonna do it with you again. I'm gonna put you on the spot. And I'm gonna ask you to tell us 3 things, just 3, that no one knows about Joanne.
No one in the world, or no one on Sakata, no one on the face?
No one on the face of this planet. Whether it's when you're in the bathroom, you like waxing or certain places, whether it's, such things, like something, 3 things that no one knows about Joanne.
Not even my husband?
And not even your husband. I know he's not listening. He's at soccer practice, so that's okay.
I don't know. I'm a very open person, so there's not much that people don't know about me, whether it's my close friends or my family. I'm not good at holding secrets. Rather, it's my facial expression. You see that on TV.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's something that no one knows.
Okay, then I'll rephrase it. I'll say, I'll ask you 3 questions and you give me straight up answers, okay?
Sure.
So what ticks you off? What makes you mad beyond anything else in this world?
Chosen ignorance makes me so vexed. When people choose to remain ignorant,
you're like, what the hell is your brain for?
Can I say that on air?
I think you can, but okay, in a PG kind of way.
Yeah.
So okay, fine, that's one. Second question, what is the most embarrassing moment you've ever had?
Let me think. Okay, so as you know, you see me on TV. I have natural hair, and I'm very big on not putting chemicals in my hair and that sort of thing. So a few years ago, I was trying out coconut oil for the first time. And if you know about the consistency, when it's solid, it's different than when it's liquid, whatever. So I was on my way to a big meeting, and I smacked a bunch of coconut oil in my hair because it made it really shiny. And then the sun was hot. So when I'm at this meeting and I feel all this stuff running down my neck.
Jesus.
And, I'm in the meeting, and the people are looking at me, and I'm trying to pretend that it's sweat, but really it's coconut oil. That's one of my memorable, embarrassing moments.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now, finally, this question. what are you thankful for especially in 2012? What has happened in your life that you feel, oh my God, that was the highlight of 2012?
The highlight of 2012. I think I was saying to someone the other day that I don't know anyone that moves away from their country, doesn't really know what to expect, and in a year is a judge on a hit Kenyan television dance show. And, I'm very thankful for how things have happened. I didn't know how things would go when I came here. I didn't know if I would have friends.
Yes.
I miss my family a lot. And I came with my kids and just kind of took a step out and said, let's see what happens. So that's,
And how is that? But in fact, I forgot to ask you this. How is that adjustment like? I know your kids enjoy it here, but I mean, they must have like getting your kids away from, especially for someone who is really into her career like you are, getting them away from their friends and from family probably, and you're bringing them to a different country. I mean, how does that affect them?
I think time will tell how it affects them. So far, it seems to be making them very global. I mean, they're really able to identify with a lot of people. They're able to make friends all over the world. I don't think that they have this sort of thing of, well, you're not like me, so I don't like you. So they're open to new experiences. Okay.
I'm going to ask you a question that's come in also just now. There's someone here asking, what should we expect from Joanne in the year 2013, apart from Sakata? Are there any other upcoming projects that you're going to be working on?
Right now, everything's up in the air. I would hope to get into the singing world as well. I'd like to release a few songs while I'm here. No one has really seen me dance. I mean, you might see a little something on the during the finals, but nothing really like real dance. So can Joanne dance? I'd like to perform a bit and see how that goes.
Okay.
So,
all right. Okay, cool. And if you were to do what am I saying? If you were to do a song rather, would you, among Kenyan artists, who would you like to do a song with?
Well, of course, I have fun working with my fellow judges, Wyre and Ian. So that would be my first pick. I wouldn't mind doing something with Octopizzo either. So, anyone.
Okay. So, I'm going to ask you this finally. Just tell us about, of course, the season finale. Why should people tune in tomorrow? Why is it going to be the best dance finale ever?
Well, everybody gets to see what's happening in the US and in the UK with dance, but what's happening here is special. And it's unique. The dance styles are unique. The people performing, their experiences, where they come from, that's also unique. So there's going to be lots of emotion. I'm sure there's going to be lots of tears. There's going to be lots of smiles. And you should tune in to see what's happening in Kenya, because I really believe that what's happening here will touch the world.
Okay. And that's it's going to be on Citizen TV. Of course, 8 o'clock tomorrow. You definitely need to stay tuned for that one. Also, like the Sakata official page. It's Sakata Dance Battle. Of course, please go onto that page, like it, and of course, tomorrow being the season finale, you can share what you think about the season finale. About Joanne's dancing or not dancing, whichever
it's
going to be.
Anything special. I was whatever.
Right, but at least I get to see it before you leave the studio, right?
Oh, what do you want to see?
I'm going to put in some music. Okay, I'm sure the listeners are not going to see it, but I get to see it, right?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Well, Joanne, it's been fantastic hanging out with you.
Thank you.
All right. I hope we can have you back here again sometime when you release your first single.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. Okay, cool. Well, keep it locked right here on Hot 96. We are, of course, going to be playing your favorite all-time hits and plus your requests coming through on our Facebook page, HOT96, and Twitter at Hot_96 Kenya. I'll play this one by Wyre featuring Gramps Morgan and Peter Morgan. It's called Guarantee. I hope you enjoy it.